What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another predicted lineup video as Spurs face Fulham at Craven Cottage tomorrow night, 8 p.m. kickoff. Antonio Conte has done his press conference, albeit a couple of days ago. Not much team news to report, but let's get into it.
Yeah, Lucas Moura continues to be out. He said everyone else remains available, although there are some fatigue issues, most notably with Kulusevski and Bentancur, although they are expected to be available for selection. So no new injury concerns to worry about.
All right, and let's get into the predicted lineup. In goal, we're going to go for Hugo Lloris. I mean, there has been a lot of calls to take him out of the team and start Fraser Forster, but he is our club captain, and I think that Conte will side with Hugo.
Yeah, and there were a lot of rumours that he was going to be benched for the City game, with Fraser Forster apparently training a lot with the first team over the week. But I wonder whether this run of form will scare Conte into taking Lloris out the firing line, considering how many mistakes he's made, or does he continue to persist with his captain and the person he trusts and someone who he knows could get back to better form? I personally would take Hugo out of the firing line for the time being because of the amount of mistakes he's making, but we just think that Conte, considering he's our captain, will just persist with him.
Yeah, exactly. So Hugo Lloris in goal. Right wing back is also a bit contentious because Emerson did come in and have a good game against Man City, but we are going to side with Doherty just for that attacking output that he does provide.
Yeah, and I think in this congested pitch, I think it suits more of a Matt Doherty than Emerson Royal in this kind of game where we're expected to have a bit more of the ball, and hopefully he can make a bit more of an impression going forward. So we're going to stick with Doherty.
Right, moving on to the centre-backs. Starting off with the right centre-back, I think this one is one of the least contentious ones in the whole lineup. That's going to be Cuti Romero.
Yeah, and I thought he played better than he had in his previous couple games against City. I thought he was dealing with situations down his side fairly well and looked aggressive again and wasn't mistiming his tackles, but he still needs to improve his form if he's going to get back to the levels he was maybe last season or beginning of this season and at the World Cup. But he can't take him out of the team at the moment.
Absolutely. And alongside him, we're going to go with Eric Dyer. Did come out of the team for one game post-World Cup, but since he's got back in it, doesn't look like anyone's there to take his place anyway, so Eric Dyer.
All right, yeah, of course Eric Dyer is going to play. I think in the centre-back role, I think Conte really believes he's the best fit for it, as much as Longley had a good stint there for a couple of games, but I think Dyer is definitely going to play.
And then to make up that back three, again, a toss-up this time between Longley and Ben Davies. Ben Davies came in against Man City, did okay, better than Longley did anyway, so Davies gets the nod for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure in terms of who's better to maybe deal with Mitrovic or Willian on that side from as a left centre-back role. I've got a feeling Longley might actually be a better fit, but I think we're going to persist with Davies because Longley wasn't great the game before and Davies was all right against Man City.
And then to make up that back line, left wing back, we're going to put Ivan Perisic in there, hopefully to make up for his absolutely awful display at the Etihad last week.
Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster class, wasn't it, for Perisic? But Sessegnon isn't pulling up any trees either, even though it's against his former club, and you could argue could bring him in. I remember he had a decent game as well against Fulham early in the season, but we just think Perisic will keep his place because, hopefully, look, he's an experienced player. I don't think these mistakes are going to get to him, and hopefully he can have an improved performance.
Yeah, so let's run through that back line with you guys one more time. In goal, Hugo Lloris. Right wing back, Matt Doherty. Left wing back, Ivan Perisic, with Romero, Dyer and Davies making up that back three. In terms of the midfield, the player that we're going to talk about first is Rodrigo Bentancur, and he came in and made a massive difference at the Etihad last week, albeit he did tire in the second half, but now with a bit more training in his legs, hopefully he can impact the game for longer.
Yeah, it was a breath of fresh air back in the central midfield. Clearly missed. I thought I had a really good run out for about 70 minutes before we got taken off due to fatigue. But hopefully a few more days now, like getting ready, more match fit. Hopefully it'll be even sharper. But I think it was a good return for him.
Yeah, it really was. And alongside him, we're going to persist with Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, albeit I don't think he's on the greatest run of form.
Yeah, but I don't see Conte picking anyone else right now, and I think he's still quite important to the team. Maybe in the future Bentancur could find a new partner, but for the time being I think this is the partnership that works best for us.
All right, so that's a midfield two of Bentancur and Højbjerg. In terms of the right-hand side of the attack, we're going to go with Dejan Kulusevski, seeing as we literally have no other option, and he's a great option at that anyway.
Yeah, he was great against Man City, probably our best player on the day, really causing problems. And if we're going to pick the lock in a congested area in this game, I do think Kulusevski is going to be the answer here. So he has to play.
On the left-hand side, again, another contentious spot. It's a toss-up between Richarlison and Heung-min Son, but we are going to side with Heung-min Son, seeing as Conte has persisted with him for so long, being so poor. But me personally, I'd like to see Richarlison come in.
Yeah, I do hope Richarlison comes in because I want to see a different alternative. And I actually think in this kind of game as well, Richarlison would be a better fit than Heung-min Son in these tight spaces in the pitch, very congested pitch of Fulham. So I would like to see Richarlison come in, but yeah, he does bang on, crack on with Son this whole season. So I don't expect it to stop now, despite some more average form from him.
And then to make up that final 11, on the middle is going to be Harry Kane, of course. I mean, he's the one that we can really rely on week in, week out. And it's not going to be any different tomorrow.
Yeah, and still looking to break that record. Still 1 goal away. Hopefully he'll do against Fulham. He's got a great record in London derbies. So I think there's a very good chance it'll happen.
All right, so let's run through that team with you guys one more time. This is our predicted lineup for the game against Fulham tomorrow. In goal, Hugo Lloris, a back three of Romero, Dyer and Davis. Perisic left wing back, Doherty right wing back, a double pivot of Højbjerg and Bentancur, with Sonny and Kulusevski supporting Harry Kane. And you got to say, that's more or less our strongest lineup.
Yep. Still leaking goals for fun. I think 2 goals conceded in the 9 of the last 10 games. But let's hope that defensive record turn around. I'm not sure it will. With Fulham got their tails up at the moment, winning 4 of their last 5. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, I think we looked a lot more better with Rodrigo Bentancur back in the side, and I think it'll do us the world of good as well, him having those minutes in his leg against Man City and the training before this game as well. So I am expecting a better performance and I'm expecting a better result as well, albeit against a very tough Fulham side who are on a great run of form. But I'm going to back the boys and I'm going to go 2-1 to Spurs tomorrow. But you guys, let me know your score predictions in the comment section below. Let me know your predicted lineups in the comment section below as well. You're going to have Daigle and Barry in the studio with you for the watch along tomorrow, and Sim will be in the stadium getting all the action from inside Craven Cottage tomorrow. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.